Hello friends, welcome back to Learning Nails and Aesthetics. We are on page 237 in the Milady Nails book, chapter 8, Electric Filing. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe, as well as check out my other videos. Keep in mind, I am not AI, so mistakes will be made. Let's begin. Disinfecting metal bits. Disinfectable metal bits must be cleaned and disinfected in the same way that you would clean and disinfect other multi-use tools and implements, such as nippers and manicure tools. Never use a dirty bit. Be sure to remove a dirty bit from the handpiece of your electric file when the file is not being used. Replace the dirty bit with a blank as part of your cleanup in between every client. Wash and disinfect each bit used on clients between every service, following the steps described in Procedure 8-1, Cleaning and Disinfecting Metal Bits. Caution with the red square and the exclamation mark. Disinfectants must never be allowed to come into contact with the skin. If your disinfectant container does not have a lift tray or basket, always remove the implements with tongs or tweezers. Always wear gloves to prevent your fingers from contacting disinfectant solution. Perform Procedure 8-1, Cleaning and Disinfecting Metal File Bits. Did you know leaving a file bit in disinfection solution for more than 10 minutes at a time can cause it to rust? Check in. Why should bits be concentric? What are the four main types of bits? What bits are one use only? Demonstrate electric filing techniques. Before you use an electric file on a client, it is extremely important to get the proper education and then practice. Glue a nail tip on a dowel or a round clothespin and hold the dowel as you would a client's finger. Practice on a bare tip with no enhancement until you have gained confidence in your abilities. You need to feel the gentle pressure you should use when filing on a bare tip before applying enhancement products. Once you have gained some experience with the machine, apply an enhancement product and practice on a classmate or salon mate who can give you honest feedback about your technique. It is important that you are comfortable holding the handpiece while using the bits at the correct angle and speed so you do not injure the client. The more you work with your electric file, the more comfortable and skilled you will become. Techniques to practice. Hand balancing, fulcrum finger. Sit up straight at your table with your feet flat on the floor. Hold your handpiece like a pencil for comfort and control. Place your forearms on the table to make sure your hands are stable. Use a firm, steady grip. Do not use too tight a grip, as your hands may begin to cramp. Balance your hands by using the pinky finger as the fulcrum finger, the finger or balancing point that braces your hands together when you are applying nail lacquer or polish. This occurs when you balance the tip of one pinky finger to the tip of the pinky finger on the other hand as you work, and ensure that your hands and the e-file are working as one unit braced together. This will give you more control of the handpiece and bit as you work. Figure 8-14 says use fulcrum finger for proper balance and control. Examine and mark the dial. Most electric files do not have an RPM chart on the variable speed dial, so it is up to you to dissect your dial and know where the best speeds are. You may want to mark the dial. For a 0 to 3500 RPM machine, dissect your dial for slow, medium, and fast speeds. Table 8-1. Types of filing and suggested speeds. Surface work, fast. Maintenance, medium. Cuticle work, slow. Insert bit. 1. Insert a barrel bit or a sanding band into the handpiece, leaving a slight neck on the shank of the bit. 2. If it is a twist lock chuck, lock the bit into place. If it is a push chuck, check the security of the bit. Practice bit angles. 1. With the machine off, practice holding the bit in the center of the nail and moving the file from right to left. Figure 8-15, middle of the bit on middle of the nail. Pick up the bit and return it to the right side of the nail. Then repeat this step. Hold the bit flat to the nail, making contact with the center of the bit. 2. Repeat the placements in step 1 above, using the top of the bit on the bottom of the nail. Figure 8-16, top of the bit on the bottom of the nail. They don't necessarily mean bottom like underneath. They mean free edge if you're able to look at the photo. 3. Repeat the placements in step 1 above, using the top of the bit on the top, not the cuticle, of the nail. Figure 8-17, top of the bit on the top of the nail. Turn on the machine. 1. Choose a low RPM after turning on the machine. 2. Make sure the file is in the forward position. Practice surface work. 1. Hold the bit flat to the nail so the center of the bit makes contact with the nail. 2. Start on the right side of the nail and work across to the left side. 3. Pick the bit up off the nail and return to the right side of the nail to begin again. 4. When you have mastered this, try going back and forth. Remember to pick the bit up off the nail occasionally so that you do not create heat. 5. Practice using the correct angles for the bottom, center, and cuticle areas. Practice cuticle work. Using a medium silicone bit on a low speed, gently remove non-living tissue from the nail plate, moving back and forth slowly from left to right. 2. Place the bit at the cuticle area, holding the bit flat so that at least 50% of the bit is making contact with the nail. Here's a tip. Watch the dust. The dust will tell you when you are making contact with the nail. Ever so often, stop the electric file and use a nail brush to remove the dust before continuing. 3. With the machine turned off, start on the right side and work toward the left side. On a very low speed, practice this technique. Watch where dust appears on the bit so that you know where the bit is making contact. If the white is only on the very front edge of the bit, drop the back of the bit down until the white accumulates evenly on the surface of the bit. 4. Watch from the side view as you work to make sure you are beveling the product at the corner angle to be almost flush with the natural nail. Important things to remember. Use the correct bit angle. When using an electric file, it is important to always keep the bit flat and parallel with the nail you are working on to avoid causing damage to the nail. Use a downward angle for the bottom of the nail, flat to the nail in the center, and slightly angled up at the bottom of the nail, not the cuticle area. Use a safety bit at the cuticle very gently. Avoid rings of fire. Rings of fire are caused by holding flat-tipped bits at the wrong angle, especially at the cuticle area, which allows the edge of the bit to dig into the surface of the nail. This can cause damage to the natural nail. Figure 8-18 shows rings of fire on a person's nails. Choose the correct speed. Be sure to use a safe working speed. Higher speeds allow you to use less pressure. If the bit grabs and wraps around the finger, your filing pressure is incorrect. If the speed of the electric file bogs down, the speed is too low. And that'll do it for this video. I hope this was helpful to you. We will continue with nail enhancement maintenance in the next video. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe, as well as check out my other videos. And thanks. Have a great day. Bye.